UFC London quick predictions. First fight on the card, Garam Kutateladze and Kawhi Fernandez. I'm going to go with Garam here. In his last fight, got a win over Jordan Vucenic, which did come in on short notice, but he still adjusted in the later rounds and got the dub, so it's good for him. And Kawhi Fernandez, good win against Muhammad Yahya, but I'm going to say Garam. He's fought better competition, and I'm going to say he wins. Now, Nathan Fletcher versus Kellen Logren. I'm going to go with Nathan Fletcher here. Nathan Fletcher, he got a submission win over Ramaska, which was a lot bigger than him. And Kellen Logren, he kind of lost. He lost to Jake Hadley, which I wasn't very impressed by. He kind of just allowed himself to lose that fight, it looked like. But he did beat Taylor Lapulus, which is alright. I'm going to go with Nathan Fletcher, though, by decision, 29-28. And if I forgot to say, I'm going to go with Garam by decision, probably 30-27. Shauna Bannon versus Pooja Tomar. I think Shauna Bannon's going to win this fight. Pooja Tomar, in her debut, she won against, I forgot who it was, but that was a very close fight. Shauna Bannon, I think she's going to be faster, probably the better striker, so I'm going to say she gets this one done. Then we have Christian Leroy Duncan and Andrei Puliev. I'm going to go with CLD here. Puliev, he had some good wins on the Contender Series, or how many was it? But he's a striker. I don't really think this fight should go to the ground. I'm going to say CLD probably outstrikes him to a decision or gets a finish in the second or third round. Moving on, Marcin Tybura and Mick Parkin. Close one. Tybura's a favorite, and I could see why. He's derailed a lot of prospects, so this fight could go Tybura's way, but I think I'm going to go with Mick Parkin here. Probably by decision. Maybe gets a finish. We'll see. But I think Mick Parkin, he's going to be able to keep this fight at range. We'll see how effective Tybura's grappling is, if he can take Parkin down. I'm going to say no for now. So I think Parkin by decision. Maybe a finish. Loner Kavanaugh and Felipe Dos Santos. I think I'm going to go with Loner Kavanaugh here, because he did, actually in his last fight, it was a pretty close win over Jose Ochoa, but then he got that knockout on the Contender Series over Ho. And Felipe Dos Santos, he did impress us with Manel Cap almost. Well, I think he took a round off Manel Cap, and that was on short notice, so that's impressive. But then he beat Victor Altamirano, which was a pretty close fight, and then he lost to Andre Lima, almost got submitted, but survived. I'm going to say Loner Kavanaugh gets this one done. Could be a TKO. Maybe second round, third round. Jai Herbert versus Chris Padilla. Close fight. Pretty good matchup. I'm actually going to go with Chris Padilla here. He's been pretty consistent. He got a doctor stoppage over Rong Ju because he elbowed him in the eye, and that was enough to stop the fight. And I think before that, he submitted James Lontop with a round one rear naked, which was a pretty good win because James Lontop, he bit down on the mouthpiece and took a third round off Mauricio Afi. So that's a pretty good win. And Jai Herbert in his last fight got a pretty close win. Not a close one, but it was a competitive fight with Rolando Bedoya. That was a competitive fight. It was nice to watch. Before that, I think he's got a knockout loss to Poirier, which not the greatest loss. But then he bounced back, so I'm gonna go with Chris Padilla here. More consistent, younger. I'd say he gets the job done by decision. Nathaniel Wood versus Morgan Charrier. This is a bit of a tricky fight. I think Wood's got some power, but I don't really know if he has good finishing instincts. And I think Charrier really does have those instincts, a lot more finishing potential. Maybe Wood can take it to the ground and get a decision, but I'm going to say Charrier. He might find that chin and put Wood away in second round, maybe, by KO. So I'm going to go with Morgan Charrier. But it's a close fight, and we're both pretty evenly matched, so this could go to a decision, and maybe Wood gets it. I'm going to go with Charrier, though. Then we have Jordan Vucenic and Chris Duncan. I'm going to go with Jordan Vucenic here. He did lose to Garam, but it was a close fight. And he did drop Garam in the first round, and he got a big first round. Maybe it could have been a 10-8 in some universe, but anyway, he lost to Garam. But on Cage Warriors, he did show a good ground game. And Chris Duncan, he did land a good punch on Manuel Torres, but then he got taken down and submitted. In his last fight with Balaji Oki, he wasn't doing too well on the feet, but then Oki went for a takedown, and Chris Duncan pulled the guillotine, and it worked. I don't think it's going to work against Vucenic, so I'm going to say Vucenic probably gets this one done by submission, first or second round. Now we have Molly McCann versus Alexia Fainara. This is a bit of a tricky fight because being a women's prospect, especially from Brazil, isn't the best thing in MMA. And I could really see Molly McCann winning this fight. But Alexia, she's fought good comp. Beat a 7-0 contender not contender, but a 7-0 prospect on the Contender Series, which that's actually pretty good. I know she hasn't fought the best of competition before that, but I think she actually does have a chance to beat Molly McCann. It's a close one, but I think I'm going to go with Molly McCann here, just probably because it's in England. So yeah, I'm going to go with Molly McCann. Probably getting one done by knockout. I don't know, I just kind of sense it here. But I could really see Fainara winning. Gunnar Nelson versus Kevin Holland. It's a big step down for Kevin Holland. And he might honestly be fighting for his career, especially if he loses one. They might get rid of him. So if he wins, they might keep him as a kind of Neil Magny of the sport. Either in the welterweight or middleweight division, he can flow between the two, so that would be good for them if he did win. But I can't really trust in Kevin Holland. I know Gunnar is 36 and really inactive, but I know he's training. He's gonna have a game plan of getting that takedown, probably a rear naked. But if this fight does stay on the feet, Holland will win it. So you kind of have to go with Gunnar to get that sub in the first round. I'm going to say he gets it, but who knows? If Kevin Holland's really fighting for his career, then yeah. Jan Blachowicz versus Carlos Ulberg. This is a great matchup. I think I'm going to go with Jan Blachowicz here. I know double shoulder surgeries, but he fixed it up and a lot of more problems with his body. So I think he's going to be pretty healthy in this one. He did take a 2-year layoff in his last fight. He did have that loss to Pereira, but he could have won that one. And before that, draw with Magomed Ankalaev. Carlos Ulberg, last fight was with Volkan Ozdemir. He got a decision win, 29-28. Volkan won the first round pretty clearly, at least in my mind. So, yeah, it was competitive. I think Jan Blachowicz is better leg kicks, more power, maybe stronger than Ozdemir. I'm going to say faster. Well, we'll see. He's 42 now, but you can be good at 42 at light heavyweight. Like, the champion Pereira was 37. Gonna be 38 in his next fight with Magomed, but I think I'm gonna go with Jan Blachowicz here. Maybe it's like, oh, Jan's back and he doesn't look good. I think he's gonna look good, and Ulberg is a 2-1 favorite. I don't know why. Maybe because he's been more active, a little younger. I mean, he's not too young. He's 34, but it's light heavyweight, so I'm gonna say Jan Blachowicz probably gets this one done, maybe by decision. I could see the leg kicks working for him. Good punches as well. Let me check the reaches. So, Jan has a 78-inch reach, and Ulberg has a 77-inch reach, so Jan actually does have more reach. But Ulberg is taller by 2 inches. He's 6'4", Jan is 6'2". Yeah, I'm gonna say the leg kicks work for Jan. Maybe some takedowns and the boxing. So I don't really think we're gonna see a finish, but I'm gonna go with Jan Blachowicz by decision. And then the main event, Leon Edwards and Sean Brady. I mean, it's a competitive matchup. I think it's gonna be a very competitive fight. Sean Brady is a -155 favorite. I'd imagine because Leon's coming off that loss to Bilal. And, I mean, maybe I could see why, because coming off a loss, maybe he's a former champ, so maybe his time is done, but I don't think so. I'm going to say Leon Edwards probably wins this fight. I think he's much better on the feet. Sean Brady, a little too conventional for me. I think you have to be a little more unorthodox on the feet or have that X factor if you want to catch Sean Brady or nullify him with pressure. I don't really know if Sean Brady has the power to do that. I think Leon Edwards is a lot more powerful, better striking overall. Sean Brady is a very fundamental guy, good fundamentals. Grappling is where he succeeds. Maybe he takes down Leon Edwards. A big narrative in this fight is Leon Edwards can't out-grapple Sean Brady, which he can't, but I think he could still probably grapple with him a little bit, maybe win some exchanges. He took Bilal's back for a round and took him down a few times, but Leon Edwards shouldn't try and grapple with Sean Brady. He should keep this fight on the feet, and I'd see him winning it probably by decision. I don't see a finish, but I'm going to say he hurts Sean Brady in moments, and one good connection that could alter the way Sean Brady puts on the pressure. So, it's a competitive matchup. I'm going to say Leon Edwards probably gets this one done by decision. I could see Sean Brady having a good first round, and maybe second round or one of the later rounds. Who knows, but I'm going to say 48-47 by Leon Edwards. So that's going to do it for the main event and this whole card. When this fight night is over, I will make a recap, so stay tuned for that. And until then, goodbye.